Hey gardeners, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys a very quick and simple and easy guide on how to prune your fruit trees. So let's jump straight into this video. Now, something I need to get clear and straight in the beginning of this video is that not all fruit trees are similar nor the same. Their pruning time will be in different seasons based on the tree's fruiting season. Their pruning type will be different based on what type of fruit tree they are. So not all pruning techniques are the same for all fruit trees. However, there is general rules that you should follow when pruning fruit trees, which I will be covering today. Now, to start off, let's go ahead and discuss about when you should prune your fruit trees. Now, this is a very generic rule when it comes down to pruning trees, and it is a rule you should follow, which is only prune your trees when they're out of season. That is usually the rule you follow for all your fruit trees because it wouldn't make sense for you to prune when they're flowering or when they're fruiting. So the best time to prune your fruit trees is when they're out of season or when they're just not pretty much doing anything. So for example, right behind me, I have this patomba, which does need a little haircut because it is growing towards the sidewalk of my garden and it's not flowering, nor is it fruiting. So it's the perfect time to prune the tree. Now, another thing you should also consider is how your climate is looking like. When it comes down to pruning trees, especially here in South Florida, we usually wait until the cooler temperatures because if we prune during the hotter temperatures, our trees can suffer due to the extreme heat and the unbearable sun that Florida has to give. So we usually wait till fall and winter because that's usually when our trees are usually dormant or not doing anything and they won't suffer huge, burnage, or they won't suffer from the extreme heat. If not, they will be able to rebound and start pushing out new foliage during the cooler temperatures. So let me bring you closer and show you how you should prune. Now here's the branch I need to prune when it comes down to my patomba. So this one is growing on the outer portion of my sidewalk and everyone smacks it when they walk through, and that's of course something I don't want. So what I do is I go through and I see the two stems that are connected together. Now, this is once again different for every tree. The pruning time is different for every tree. But in this case for the patomba, I see that there is two nodes right here, or two branches going outwards. So I would cut right between there diagonally, like so. Now, when cutting like this, it will allow the tree to branch sideways and not straight forward to prevent the tree from growing once again inside the sidewalk. So let me go ahead and quickly prune this tree and I'll get back to you all. Now, something you should keep in mind is that you're pruning to get the desired shape and size that you want. Here in South Florida, the majority of the fruit trees we have and can grow are very hardy. So you could prune them very vigorously and they will bounce back like nothing happened. If your tree is, I would probably say, younger than 2 years, go a little bit lighter with the pruners. Once you see that they are already growing and doing amazing for you and they already surpassed 3 years, then you could go ahead and be a little bit more vigorous with the pruning, but be patient and just train the tree to the desired size you have. Now, I want to give an example with a fruit tree like this Barbados cherry that I have behind me, as well as with guavas that do fall in this category. Now, what do you do if your fruit tree is an all year round producer and even when it is in fruit, it's already setting flowers? Now, here's my response to you. Prune it either way. I know it goes against the first general rule. However, since these trees are so prolific, so hardy, that as you prune it the way you want it to, you will start getting fresh new fruit from the tree within a matter of days or even weeks. So for example, with this Barbados cherry, I went ahead and I pruned it yesterday and it is currently in fruiting and it's currently even flowering. And I had to do that because the tree was getting out of hand and it wasn't giving me a break where it wasn't fruiting nor flowering. So I just had to go ahead and prune it either way. Now, of course, if you live in a different zone, your pruning would have to be early spring or even when the trees have gone dormant, when you have no risk of losing any fruit or flowers. Unfortunately, I don't live in an area where our fruit trees go dormant other than just crepe myrtles, which those don't really require so much pruning. So I wouldn't have so much knowledge to share. So just go on YouTube or Google and search up how to prune trees in your growing zone or the particular tree you want to prune, and you should find a very good video there. Now, let's say your tree has fallen with a disease or pest. Now, pruning would have to be necessary in those cases, no matter the time, no matter the temperatures outside, no matter if the tree is fruiting or flowering. pruning has to be done. So what I would recommend is go through, do the same technique, follow a very healthy branch that you can rely on, snip it in a diagonal line so water doesn't sit there and rot out the branch, and prune it as necessary. When it comes down to those things, you want to make sure you treat it and act fast so your tree doesn't suffer more than with what it's already suffering. So let me know in the comment section down below, how do you prune your trees and what trees are you getting ready to prune during this season? Make sure to leave a like underneath this video and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Like I mentioned before, our goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so make sure to subscribe to join our gardening community. Make sure to turn on that notification bell so you go ahead and get notified when I release a new video. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. May God bless you and your entire family, and never forget to grow big, ultimate gardeners. Bye everyone.